So the Xbox One was announced yesterday. I'm sorry. Okay, I've got the laughs out of my system. And if you don't know why I'm laughing, then apparently you haven't found out everything about the Xbox One. First of all, the name alone is laughable. Xbox One? I was not aware. Hold on a moment. Isn't this the Xbox One? I mean, this was the first console that Microsoft ever made. It says Xbox. It's the original Xbox. Yeah, I have one of these. I never use it. It's dusty as shit. So the name alone makes no fucking sense. I mean, I understand why they called it the One, but they should have never called it the One. That's like calling the PlayStation 4 the PS1. It doesn't make sense. So Microsoft has officially announced their new console, which will compete directly with the PlayStation 4. Both will be releasing around probably holiday 2013, and both will probably be around $400 or so. It's been rumored, but most likely around the $400 mark, unlike the ridiculous $600 mark of last generation, back in 2006 with the PS3. Anyway, the Xbox One has been announced alongside Call of Duty Ghosts, which had official, gameplay released for, of course, the campaign, because for some reason they think everybody buys it for the campaign, which nobody really does. But anyway, I'm not going to get too much into Ghosts. I'll make a separate video on that, possibly. But anyway, Microsoft has unveiled what the actual controller and console looks like, unlike Sony, who only revealed what their controller looks like, which the PlayStation 4 controller didn't venture off too far from the, from the PS3 design. While the controller for the Xbox One is absolutely horrendous. The controller is just terrible. I mean, it looks so ugly, it looks awkwardly big. I mean, you think that Microsoft would have learned that big, it just doesn't work. I mean, people really bitched about and hated the first Xboxes. Yeah, I know. We can't really call it. So what are we calling the original Xbox from 2001? Are we just going to call it the Xbox Classic? Or are we going to call it the first? Well, it can't really be first because that would be one. I'll just call it the Classic. So the Classic Xbox controller, launch controller, was god-awful terrible. So bad that they had to redesign a smaller controller, which wasn't much better, but it was better at the same time, kind of conflicting thing there. While the Xbox 360 came out and had a decent controller, it was okay, ran on batteries, which, nowadays, I mean, a fucking pack of batteries is like fucking $10 for a big pack, $5 for a small pack. I mean, they're, ridiculously overpriced. So Microsoft, once again, sticking it in our ass. And the controller itself was a little kind of weird, but not too bad. But now this controller comes out for the Xbox One, and it's a horrible controller design. I mean, it's roughly the same. There it is. It's roughly the same, but instead of it being this, it actually has something like here. And this button is up here now. These are like closer together, the start and whatever. I don't know if they're still started. And everything else is pretty much the same. The only thing I will say that I actually liked about the controller was the top triggers. They look, I don't know, they just look bigger and better. That's what she said. And roughly that was about it. It had a ton of hookups in the back of the actual machine, which, speaking of the machine, let's go over that. So the box itself is officially very boring, and I'm not sitting here just to put it down because it's Microsoft. Don't get me wrong, I'm not being biased, I'm not putting it down. If this was the PS4 and it was ugly, I would say it straight up. The Xbox One box is horrible. I retract that already. It's not horrible, but it's very, very boring. It really reminded me of like a DVD player, not a Blu-ray, but a DVD player. It's almost like a VHS player. So it's more like a VHS player with a ton of vents on it and a DVD, slot to put your, DVD in, but in this case, Blu-ray disc, because I don't know if the Blu-ray was confirmed or not. But regardless, the Xbox One. The biggest thing that people are having a controversy over is that it's been confirmed that Microsoft will no longer allow people to just basically share games, and they're coming out with this new used game fee, which is going to really interfere with you renting games from like Netflix, GameFly, Blockbuster, etc. And it's really going to impact that. And I think that if that really is true, which I believe it was confirmed from Microsoft themselves from the horse's mouth, it's really going to hurt Microsoft. I mean, people are really mad about this, and I can quite understand. Now, of course, you guys know me. I'm a PlayStation fan. I've always been since the PS1, and I will continue to be as long as as long as Sony treats me right. And Sony has been very, very loyal to me, and I've been very loyal to Sony. It's a love-love situation, unlike where with Microsoft, it's a hate situation. Well, I feel like they hate me because they never give the customer any kind of deal. They just kind of, give you the finger, give us your money, and we'll give you something. While with Sony, every time I give them my money, I can feel confident in doing it. With Microsoft, I don't like doing it because Microsoft, they're just so greedy. So a lot of people are bitching everywhere, and that's what really pushed me to make this video. I wasn't even going to comment on the Xbox One, but I was like, you know what, it's a really hot topic right now, and I'm sure my subscribers want me to make a video on it, so I am. And a lot of people are bitching about this all over the internet. I have not seen one positive comment toward this system so far, especially because of the ridiculously stupid move to put a fee on used games. Used games, it's not just for people that can't afford $60 games, it's for people that don't want to pay $60. Certain games are not worth $60. They're honestly not. I mean, I'm sure, if you're, whoever you are watching this, I'm sure you're a gamer. That's why you clicked on the video. And you obviously don't like shit like paying $60 for something like The Sims, or, maybe a racing game or something. Like, I got Dead Island for $20. If I would have spent $64 on that after tax, I would have been pissed off, to be honest, because it's not a $60 game. It's not a secret. And this new thing they're implementing is really screwing over the fans, and Microsoft is fucking stupid. They are so fucking stupid and so wrapped up in their fucking self. They have their heads so far shoved up their own ass that they don't care what the fans want, and they really think, and they're so confident that they're going to be able to compete with the PS4 that they are literally hanging themselves. They are officially tying the noose around their neck, and they're ready to kick the fucking stool from underneath their own feet. That's exactly what Microsoft is doing. They're making no attempt to reconnect with the fans, and all they're doing is making it more irritating, making it harder, and making it more unbearable to actually own an Xbox. The first Xbox, it was affordable as hell. The Xbox 360, yeah, okay, with the exception of paying online, that was the only problem. Now the fucking Xbox One, even more fees are coming up. It's getting to the point where everybody's going to say, fuck Microsoft, fuck their bullshit, we're going back to Sony, who they should be at anyway, because Sony treats their customers right. And I'm not saying this as a fanboy, I'm saying this as a perspective, because I like both the Xbox 360 and PS3. I don't like Microsoft. Don't get me wrong, I've never said I hate the Xbox, I hate who makes the Xbox. This next Xbox One, I'm sure it'll be a great console, but I'm not about to pour money into a system that is ran by greedy bigwigs that sit up in an office that probably don't even play video games, and all they're thinking about is all the millions or even billions of dollars they're going to make off of you and me. And if you don't want to be a part of that, don't buy their system. Don't do it. Now, I know I own an Xbox 360 and I own an original Xbox. Don't even count the original Xbox, because back then Microsoft was a lot leaner than they are now. The only reason I have an Xbox is for exclusives like Halo and Forza. That's it. But, Microsoft, they're just continuing and continuing and continuing to, once again, put the middle finger into our face and pretty much tell us, look, I don't give a fuck what you want. You're a customer, kneel before me and give me your money. And everybody's doing it. I don't know, you guys. I think that this next Xbox One, with its stupid fucking name, it's going to be make or break for Microsoft. If they honestly implement that used game fee, I don't think it's going to be good for Microsoft, rather. I don't think it's going to be good. I really, really don't. But, yeah, I guess that's my, rant ended. It's not really a rant, it's just me, expressing very, very detailed about just how much I hate Microsoft. I love the Xbox, I hate Microsoft. Yeah, so I'm definitely Team Sony at this point. I've always been on Sony's side over Microsoft, and that's because Sony treats their customers right. Whenever I call Sony, they treat me with great respect, and they've always taken care of me whenever I had an issue. So, Sony, so far you're doing everything right. Keep it up. Microsoft, you better get your head out of your ass or you're going to kill your own fucking console. It's as simple as that. This is Zeke Carnes. Please let me know your thoughts below and what you think about this bullshit. Or maybe you see it differently. Don't be afraid to express your opinion. I'm not an asshole. I love everybody's opinion, and I won't shoot you down over your own opinion as long as you're respectable toward other people's opinions and mine. This is Zeke Carnes once again, and thank you very much for viewing. Thank you to all my subscribers, and I will see you guys in the next. Peace.